Once upon a time, in the small and sleepy town of Willowbrook, nestled between rolling green hills and a sparkling river, there lived a curious little girl named Lila. She had big brown eyes that sparkled with wonder, hair as wild as a summer storm, and an imagination so vast it could fill entire galaxies. Everyone in Willowbrook adored Lila because she always brought laughter and joy to those around her. Whether she was telling stories under the old oak tree or skipping through puddles after a rainstorm, Lila had a way of making even the dullest days feel magical. But Lila had one secret. She often daydreamed about wishes, big, bold, impossible wishes that could change the world. Sometimes she wished for castles made of candy or rivers flowing with chocolate milk. Other times, she dreamed of flying horses or treasure chests overflowing with gold coins. But no matter how many wishes she imagined, none of them ever came true, until one fateful afternoon. It was a warm, sunny afternoon when Lila decided to explore the meadow just outside of town. The air smelled sweet with blooming flowers, and the sky stretched endlessly above her like a canvas painted blue. As she skipped along, humming a tune, something caught her eye: a glowing golden feather lying on the ground. It shimmered like sunlight dancing on water, radiating warmth and light. Lila bent down to pick it up, gasping as a tingling sensation ran through her fingers the moment she touched it. "Wow," she whispered, holding the feather close to her heart. "This must belong to some kind of magical bird." As if answering her thoughts, a soft voice echoed in the air, gentle yet commanding. "You found my feather, young dreamer. For finding it, I grant you one wish. Choose wisely, for magic is powerful and sometimes unpredictable." Lila's breath caught in her throat. A real-life wish? Her mind raced faster than lightning. What should she wish for? Endless candy? A castle made entirely of books? Flying horses? Treasure chests filled with gold? The possibilities swirled in her head like a whirlwind. But then, she thought of her town, her beloved Willowbrook. Though it was charming, it wasn't very exciting. The same old houses lined the streets, the same quiet routines played out every day, and nothing extraordinary ever seemed to happen. Wouldn't it be amazing if something incredible happened here? "I wish," Lila began hesitantly, clutching the feather tightly, "that our whole town could disappear for just one day to give us all a break from everyday life." The moment the words left her lips, the golden feather dissolved into sparkling dust, swirling around her like a whirlwind. Then, everything went still. When Lila opened her eyes, she blinked in disbelief. The meadow was empty. No birds chirped, no breeze rustled the grass. Even the distant rooftops of Willowbrook were gone. She ran back toward town, her heart pounding. When she reached Main Street, she froze. The bakery, the library, the school, all of them looked exactly the same, yet different. There were no people bustling about, no cars driving by, not even Mr. Jenkins walking his dog, Max. "Hello?" Lila called out, but her voice echoed eerily in the silence. Suddenly, she spotted her best friend, Sam, peeking out from behind a lamppost. "Lila, is that you?" he asked, his voice trembling. "Yes, it's me," Lila exclaimed, running over to him. "Can you see me?" "Of course I can," Sam said, looking confused. "But nobody else seems to notice us at all." "Look!" He pointed down the street where Mrs. Thompson, the grocer, walked right past them without so much as a glance. Lila's stomach sank. "Oh no," she whispered. "I think my wish worked, but not how I expected. I didn't mean for everyone to literally disappear, just for things to feel less ordinary." Sam scratched his head. "Well, what do we do now?" Together they wandered through the deserted town, trying to figure out what had happened. They knocked on doors, rang bells, and shouted loud enough to wake the entire county, but no one responded. It was as though the rest of Willowbrook had vanished, or worse, become invisible to each other. Finally, they decided to visit Old Man Grindle, the town's wise and slightly grumpy clockmaker. If anyone knew anything about magic, it would be him. Old Man Grindle listened carefully as Lila explained everything, stroking his long white beard. His workshop was cluttered with gears, clocks, and strange contraptions, but his piercing blue eyes never wavered from hers. When she finished, he chuckled softly. "Young lady," he said, "your wish has turned your town invisible, not to itself, but to the outside world. While you and your neighbors remain unchanged, the rest of the world cannot see or hear you. Time stands still for everyone beyond these borders." Lila's face fell. "That's terrible. How do we fix it?" Grindle leaned forward, his gaze steady and kind. "Magic works in mysterious ways, child. To undo this spell, you'll need to find the lesson hidden within your wish." "Why did you want Willowbrook to disappear in the first place?" Lila thought hard. Because I wanted something exciting to happen, something new." "And now?" Grindle prompted gently. Lila glanced at Sam, then at the empty streets around her. Without the noise and busyness of daily life, she noticed things she'd never paid attention to before: the intricate carvings on the library doors, the way the sunlight danced on the river, the faint scent of lilacs carried by the breeze. "I guess," she said slowly, "I realize now that Willowbrook isn't boring at all. It's special. And maybe instead of wishing for change, I should appreciate what I already have." At that exact moment, the golden feather reappeared in front of her, hovering midair. Its glow brightened, filling the room with warmth. "Well done, young dreamer," came the same soft voice from earlier. "Your wish has been undone. Remember this lesson. True magic lies not in changing the world, but in seeing it with new eyes." With a flash of light, the feather vanished once more. And just like that, the town sprang back to life. People laughed, dogs barked, and cars honked their horns. Everything was exactly as it had been, but somehow, it felt brighter, fuller, more alive. From that day on, Lila never took her town for granted again. She learned to cherish the little things: the smell of fresh bread from the bakery, the sound of children playing in the park, the kindness of her neighbors. And whenever she felt restless or bored, she reminded herself of the day Willowbrook disappeared and how it taught her to truly see the magic in everyday life. Word spread quickly about Lila's adventure, and soon the entire town began to look at Willowbrook with fresh eyes. Mrs. Thompson started planting colorful flowers outside her grocery store. Mr. Jenkins let his dog Max lead him on longer walks, discovering hidden paths they'd never noticed before. Even Old Man Grindle cracked a rare smile, adding a cuckoo clock to his workshop window that delighted passers-by. And so, the town of Willowbrook remained visible to the world, its beauty shining brighter than ever, thanks to the wisdom of a single wish.